What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and beasts of all ages, shapes, and sizes? Good morning to all. It is currently 7:30 in the morning, and don't know why I can't even hear this. I don't even know why I'm up this early. Like, it's 7:30. I shouldn't be up this early, but I am up, so I might as well get to work early. We're gonna check out some more of the main man, Nella, Tycho Brahe, Tycho Brahe, Tycho Brahe, Tycho Brahe. Sounds like a Pokemon. We're gonna check out That Happened Thursdays. Even though it's Friday, my brain doesn't even want to work. Hence why we need the knowledge sauce to make sure my brain can actually do the thing called existing. And of course, watermelon. Oh yeah. Let's get watermelon. Y'all know the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Link in the description to the main man himself, someone else. Man. Giving out that good knowledge juice early as hell in the morning. Why I'm up this early? Tell if I know. But let's get this giver chain rolling. Tycho Brahe. That happened Thursday. Let's get it. I don't see the play button. Play button. Hello. Oh, there you are.
Hey kids, it's That Happened Thursday, so it's time to learn some history.
Ooh.
Today's lesson is on the weirdest 16th century Danish astronomist that you'll ever meet. Okay, that isn't saying much, but trust me, he's an interesting guy. Meet Tycho Brahe.
Tycho
Brahe. Or Broham, I don't really know, let me look it up. Alright, apparently I was right the first time, it's Tycho Brahe.
Tycho Brahe.
Already you can see that something ain't quite right. He looks like Jamie Heinemann's gay cousin.
Bruh.
So his claim to fame, among other things, is that he spent around 30 years collecting astronomical data with nothing but the naked eye, data that was later utilized by minds like Newton. However, if you think he just sat around staring at the sky all day like some kind of loser, then you're way off base.
Ooh.
First off, besides the whole astronomer thing, Tycho was an immensely prominent noble for a long period of his life. It was to the point where he owned 1% of the entire wealth of Denmark at one point in the 1580s.
Damn.
Today, people like Bernie always talk about the 1%. Bitch, I am the 1%.
Bitch, I am the 1%.
Oh dear, I am somehow even more bold. Honestly, imagine a single scientist having that much money today. If you gave that kind of cash to Stephen Hawking, he would probably turn into Skynet. Beyond being a stargazing fat cat, though, Tycho is also just a straight-up lunatic. Here's the story. So he got into a little scrap in his college years, right? That ended up in a sword duel where he lost part of the tip of his nose. You think he would have learned his lesson. But later on in his life, he somehow got himself into another sword duel, this time in the dark, and he lost the rest of his nose. Maybe that's where all the money came from, honestly. Just put out a bunch of nose insurance beforehand.
Nose insurance?
I don't need the rest. Get myself into another fight. So finally, he got himself fitted with a new brass prosthetic nose, which he wore for the rest of his life. But that's just the tip of the crazy iceberg. Tycho, being fabulously well endowed financially, get your mind out the gutter, one day decided to hire a dwarf for his court. Just to, you know, do dwarf things, I guess.
Okay, wait a minute. See, maybe it's because it's early as hell in the morning and my brain don't want to exist to try and work. But did I hear correctly? First off, he got into a fight in his college days, which then led to him getting into a sword fight, of which he lost his nose. And then he did it again, where the rest of his nose holes were just slinked. Do you know how good of a warrior you gotta be to, with a rapier or a cutlass, to just ting ting ting, ting 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 ting, and then Fasa, thy nose is gone, victory is mine. And then he hired what? Remind me of Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
The guy's name was Jep, and Tycho was in full belief that he could also tell the future.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm getting a vision.
God damn.
I see you giving more money to a little person. Oh, wow, must be happening. Silly Jep. Damn. Seriously, though, imagine one of today's astronomers pulling something like this.
Dude.
So, Mr. deGrasse Tyson, what discoveries have you made today? I've discovered something about myself, Steve. Go on.
Go on.
I want to own a dwarf. I want to call him Jeb and have him do dances for me and, like, be my footstool if I asked him nicely. What the fuck, Neil? Also, he should be psychic.
Beep, boop, 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 beep, beep. Yes, officer, right there.
The cake, though, is Tycho's pet elk. Yep, this walrus owned a caribou. Can't make that shit up. So one day, the next noble over wanted to borrow the elk to entertain guests at a party, right?
I hate where
So
this is
Tycho
going.
sends the beast over to the other guy's manor.
Oh, no.
At the party, the elk gets pissed drunk,
How the fuck?
climbs up a staircase,
Wait, what?
falls down it, and dies.
Okay,
And
alright.
dies. Knowing Tycho, he was probably just like, well, no more moves.
Nope, he
I'll
went
buy
completely
another
insane,
one.
killed everybody.
So that's the
Bet.
story of Tycho Brahe. Remember, kids,
That's it?
eccentricity can get you far in life, but dwarf owning can get you even farther.
What in the bloody hell did I just see with my own eye holes? Nani? Breakfast? No, I didn't say we was finished. I did not say it. No. Not in my house. Who actually remembers that? But we're gonna check out another one. A brief history of sushi on Food Fridays. And since it's actually Friday, this makes a lot more sense. And since I actually have food going into my gullet hole, makes perfect sense. A brief history of sushi. If you've never had sushi, not really a big fan of the whole sushi concept of sushiness. Not really my cup of tea, if you will. But we're gonna check this one out. Brief history of sushi. I know a couple of friends of mine who had sushi, and they threw up every single time, but they kept going back to get more. It must be delicious. Let's find out together right now. Both fingers now. Play button!
Hey kids, it's Food Friday.
Hey.
So today's lesson is on the history of sushi.
Sushi.
Sushi first came into existence in Japan around the 8th century.
Sweet.
It consisted of gutted, salted fish stored in fermented rice.
Oh.
You know, this half-rotting rice is good and all, but I can still smell things. Yeah, and I'm not having nearly as much diarrhea as I would like to be.
Exactly.
What should we do? Raw fish. Raw fish, I was thinking exactly the same thing. God, we are so in sync. Nah, but actually, the rice wasn't meant to be eaten. It was only used as a means of preservation. You see, the fermenty juices of the rice would soak into the fish and prevent it from spoiling. However, as semi-rancid food often does, it would also impart a sour taste on the fish. That's where the name sushi comes from.
Ah, okay. Sushi, an adjective, sour tasting. Sushi, noun, fishy and delicious. I love it. Fishy delicious.
An antiquated Japanese term for sour tasting. Also, it smelled like death.
Oh.
The odor is described as an extremely pungent cross between blue cheese, fish, and vinegar. Man, I'm mad. Why's that? I smelled something down the road. Thought a new sushi vendor was in town. Turns out it was just a hobo taking a piss on a tuna sandwich. Later on, during the late Edo period, people started pickling the rice, which drastically shortened the required fermentation time. So now, rather than smelling like blue cheese, fish, and vinegar, it just smelled like fish and vinegar. Go figure. People found this rice to be much more palatable, so it began to be eaten alongside the fish. Sheet seaweed was also invented around 1750, which allowed the contemporary sushi roll
That's
to take
why it
form
looks like
around
that.
this time.
Okay.
Toss in a couple vegetables, and you've got something much more resemblant to today's sushi.
I see.
During the late 19th century, many Japanese emigrated to America to escape the imperial takeover of Japan, which was known as the Meiji Restoration. It just so
remember this.
happens that they brought the concept of sushi with them,
Sushi?
which enjoyed brief popularity among
I do say, these are some dank-ass fish thingies. Yes, quite.
upper class during the turn of the 20th century. However, coinciding with the imperial takeover was the fact that Japan started being kind of a dick. Hey,
Oh.
freedom is gay.
I'll
What did
murder
you
your
just say?
parents, you
yeah,
son
your
of
way
a
of life
bitch.
is for pussies.
Ah, kill
oh
your
yeah?
ass.
Guess we'll just stop eating your dumb fucking fish roll things then. Hey, fuck you, you cheeseburger slut. I'll nuke your bitch ass. Wait, what is nuke? 40 years, you'll see. And thus, sushi lost its place in the West.
Damn,
Cut to the early
dude.
1960s. World
Wow.
War II tensions are mostly gone,
Boom.
and refrigeration is everywhere.
Yeah.
This allowed sushi to again rise in America, this time for good. By the 1980s, sushi restaurants
Damn.
were everywhere,
Sushi.
especially along the West Coast. But as you can imagine, American sushi saw significant alteration in
I also
order
never
to
had a
appeal
hamburger
more
either,
to the
so.
Western palate. For example, if you went to Japan and asked for cream cheese in your roll, they'd probably just put you on a raft and gently push you out to sea. But to each their own. And today,
What?
sushi is more popular than ever. So kids, remember to be careful of who you make fun of. Because the weird, smelly kid of today might just be the next big thing tomorrow.
Ah, yes. The smelly fish of yesterday could be today's new sushi. You're welcome. We once again reached the conclusion of our fantastic awesomeness. Yet another day, full of knowledge, juice, love, and happiness, to ensure that our brain levels increasify instead of decreasivism, because that's totally a word. Don't at me. You already know the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Link in the description down below to the main man himself. Nella, giving us that good knowledge juice, and as well as fresh food knowledge based on food that I will probably never ever have. But guys, if you liked the video, I want you to take the big small claws of awesomeness juice and go ahead and select that light button. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and buddies of all ages, shapes, and sizes, love, peace, and above all, go ahead and stay beast mode for the epic win of all the wins. Yum.
Oh!